should people be frustrated with homelessness? And I said, you better be, because if you're not, you don't have a heart. And if we don't stay frustrated, we won't stay vigilant. Tonight is one of my favorite nights of the year. It's a little frustrating because it's just a night that we're counting. It's the night that we don't necessarily go out there, we see people, it's not the night to connect for services. But we know that counting is the beginning of caring. And caring is the beginning of acting. And acting is the beginning of solving. And solving is the beginning of ending this crisis.
The good news was that the count actually, for the first time in 4 or 5 years, went down last year county-wide. But here in Midtown, it increased a bit. So we have work to do.
We've had tremendous success in a couple areas. Veterans homelessness is down around 20%, and chronic homelessness is down around 20%. So at this pace, we will have solved the problem that we had when we started this effort a few years ago, but we'll also have a new problem because new homeless are increasing, and in the last year increased by 16%. So we're solving what appears to be the tougher problem of helping the chronically homeless, but we also have to figure out how to turn off the supply of newly homeless. One of the problems is that people occasionally will hit a short spell where they're down on their luck. They may be living paycheck to paycheck and get laid off. So they might not be able to pay their rent for a month or two until they get a new job. Well, the city, and I have a motion that is having us look at this, is looking at how we try to help the people from becoming homeless. So do we contribute a couple months of rent at $1,000 a month? Or do we spend $500,000 building them a unit after they've been homeless a couple of years? Obviously, it makes more sense to try to keep people from becoming homeless. Also, some people are evicted without just cause, and they don't have the money to hire an attorney. So we're looking at whether we can provide counsel for folks that don't have that kind of money to keep them from being unjustly evicted. And we're looking at the other elements that lead to new homelessness, and hopefully if we can keep doing what we're doing, plus identify how to prevent people from becoming homeless in Los Angeles, then hopefully in a few years we will start to make a really significant dent in this problem.
And there's one really, really important reason why this is worth all of your time and all of our time to put this together, and that's because without an accurate count, we can't get the resources from both the county as well as the federal government for our entire city, but in particular the resources to your local neighborhood to make sure that both you and your neighbors are getting adequate help for folks that are nearby you, and of course for the people experiencing homelessness in this community, that they're not overlooked compared to other parts of LA, and an accurate count helps with that.
Over the last 3 nights, have participated in almost 20 homeless counts. We've been out there walking, driving, helping with deployment, getting volunteers energized, and we've been here talking about our projects. With the expansion of Measure H funding, a lot of people have questions about Measure H. We have in the last year housed over 10,000 individuals, which is a huge number. It's a really big deal for the county, and it's a really big deal for, yes, thank you, for all of us and for all of you guys. And so we are working on several bridge housing projects in this region. We just announced a bridge housing project in West LA, which we're really excited about, at the West LA Armory. We are supporting all of the city's bridge home programs. There are 3 in Hollywood with Councilmember Rue and Councilmember O'Farrell. We are supportive of Councilmember Koretz's projects that will be coming through the pipeline in the near future. And we are working on a project in Sylmar and Canoga Park. So hopefully we'll have tons of beds available in the next year or so. We need support though. If anybody's interested in being involved on the Yes for Bridge Housing campaign, we would love to talk to you. Come get my card and we can be in touch. Thank you again for being here. Thank you for listening to me, and good luck in the homeless count.
Oh, okay. There's somebody up here in front of this car. I think that's his cart.
You're supposed to use your judgment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a whole alley section, and that's kind of where I think.
Yeah, most of it's going to be alley and
Yeah,
along the
alleys
commercial.
and
along the
commercial.
main. Yeah. There's that.
Is that somebody?
Yeah,
There's stuff there, yeah. That's somebody.
right.
I'm not supposed to be. I'm supposed to be driving.
Yes, you're not
All
supposed
right.
to,
Well,
but
I
you
just
did.
want
All eyes are helpful.
You have my.
All eyes.
I have your back.
Where are we?
I have confidence that Steve's just going to wing some of this. So.
I don't know. Look, we're right here. We're on, what are we on, Clinton?
We are on Waring and Coquille.
Waring.
We'll stop for a minute. so
Okay,
you get your
thank you. I
bearings.
got my bearings.
Do you want to go all the way to the end and down?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Just a
I
different-
had someone behind.
Does a cart count as a makeshift shelter?
No, it counts as a car.
As a car?
Yeah.
No, as a cart, as a
A
person.
cart.
A cart.
Yeah, cart.
Cart. So there's a cart without a person?
It was a cart and a person.
And a person. So you count the person.
One individual.
One person.
So I got one person.
Hold on. Like, does he live there? I don't want to judge someone by their appearance, you know? I think he does not live there. He's walking away. No, he's got
a bag.
Like, how do we...
Well, if he's walking like that, we don't know if he's homeless.
No,
I don't
we do
think
not
we
know
can
that
say
he's
he's
homeless.
homeless. We're
At
making
the
a
end of the
judgment call.
day, if you
Yeah, so keep your eyes out here. We're going to make a right on Melrose Place when we get there.
So we're okay. No more alley.
No, well, we'll get to it. We'll have more alleys.
Okay. Well, we didn't.
Wait, I got one. I got one. Yeah, one right there. Okay.
Oh, right on the left.
Yep, yeah, and
Makeshift shelter.
two people in the shelter.
From what I saw tonight, I'm hopeful that there will be a decrease. But I'm hesitant to say that I'm optimistic based on what I've seen in other parts of LA. And, you know, what we don't necessarily see on the streets.
I think there might be, but you can't tell from what we saw. We see one little sliver.
I'm not sure we're making quite the dent that we need to make the difference that we need.
I think the fact that Los Angeles is finally doing something and there's money behind it to actually do something, yeah, that part I'm optimistic about. It's at the start, though, of solving a very difficult problem.
Those of us who are fortunate to have homes, roofs over our head, and jobs, we need to think about it every day and what we can do to help.
Our annual count recorded more people experiencing homelessness this year than last year. As we look at the numbers, I want to stress that this is a dynamic story. Thousands of people and families, individual situations change every day, both for the better and for the worse. That through it all, we continue to scale, refine, and innovate our ability to reach them with the services and housing they need.
I'm sure a lot of us in LA County probably saw this increase coming. We can see it in our neighborhoods, our sidewalks, even outside of this building. It seems like there are more people sleeping on the streets and that homelessness is getting worse.
If anything, we've learned that homelessness isn't just LA County's problem. It's the entire state of California now. And gosh darn it, look at Orange County. They even went out with pads, computer pads, to start counting people. When are we going to start doing that? When are we going to become more sophisticated in terms of using our technology so that you don't just do it on, say, 3 nights on a cold, wintry day, and God forbid it rains, because then people don't want to come out and people shelter in different places. So we've got to figure out a better scientific way, I think, and practical way of understanding this. I think we are doing a lot, but I know we have to do a lot more, and we really have to call on the federal government as well as our governor and his staff to come out here. And I know they want to and they will provide assistance, but it's immediate. This crisis can't continue in the manner unless we take some really bold action.
This is a state that is the wealthiest in the nation. At the same time, it is the most impoverished. And this county is in the middle of that, trying to help people, to reinforce, to undergird a safety net that requires significant treatment on a regular basis.